Hey everyone, I'm Noel Muffin and I'm here with my co-host Lantern Core,
Hey.
and welcome to the first episode of the Cinecast podcast. Now, today we're covering Justice League, the fucking wretched abomination created by Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon. Lantern, you're the master when it comes to this kind of shit. Say the first words.
Um, it's just not good, is it? It's being someone who is a huge comic book fan, Marvel and DC, Walking Dead, any sort of comic book medium. Usually a fan, and it's just to see some of the most iconic people, superheroes, comic book characters, to be portrayed in such an awful manner. It's
heartbreaking.
Even worse. It is because people. You can say, "Oh, The Room is the worst movie ever made," but I think you can make an argument Justice League is worse because The Room had no expectations, had no precedent.
And I personally, sorry to cut in, I thought the room was funny as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the acting was so shit.
I always make an argument at what is a film's purpose is to entertain. The Room does that, so how can The Room be a bad movie by definition? But anyway, my point is there was no set expectations for The Room. The Room was a small film made by Tommy Wiseau, and I think it had a 20 million or something budget, and Justice League had one of the highest budgets of all time, and some of the most beloved characters of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
On paper, it should have been the highest grossing movie of all time, but you know.
I think obviously this is going to be a topic for another video, but I said many times in conversations, we're not going to talk about it too much now because this is for another video. It's like Suicide Squad. I hated Suicide Squad, but the thing is, I think Suicide Squad was better, and that's only because I gave less of a shit about those characters, because I think the characters in Justice League are so much more important. This is Superman, this is Batman, it's the fucking Flash. Like, the Flash is my favourite DC character of all time. And they make him this comic relief. Yes, this is gross! You know what I mean? I'm like, what have you done to this beloved, character which we all came to know and love? I mean, I know it's...
yeah, go on, sorry.
No, I was going to say, because obviously the Flash has always been kind of silly in a way. Yeah. But the way they did it just didn't work, because rather than being funny, he was just straight up obnoxious. Like,
he was immature.
Yeah, well, no, I get that, because obviously he's supposed to have ADHD and I think autism in this movie, but that doesn't give him, that doesn't mean anything. It's like, oh, he's mentally disabled, so he's a fucking hello.
Yeah, exactly. but he'd probably be a better character if he was. Even if I think actually it would be a better character if they explained he actually did, because then you would be like, okay. Like,
you can understand now.
Yeah, you can understand
the only real kind of ideas that the only kind of information they give that he's maybe autistic is because he goes, I don't get how people tick. People are too slow, like that kind of indication. But that's not
I thought
enough.
That was people were too slow because he had super speed.
Yeah, exactly. The message is pretty delayed. The message isn't very clear there, and also the fact that the Flash is meant to be cocky and independent. He's supposed to be so fast. He's kind of cocky. But this Flash is just I'm scared of guns. I'm like, you can move faster than the fucking speed of light, and you're scared of bullets? I'm like, what? It's just, I don't know.
So I think with that, before we go onto a tangent, I think, well, we've got our notes. Do you think we should move down the list and tackle the first issue?
Yes, we should. And again, this is going to be in chronological order, so this is going to be going through the movie as it goes along. I originally wanted to do things spoiler-free, but I don't think you really can go to this movie without spoiling anything.
I don't think anyone cares about spoilers. Anyone that was going to see Justice League has already seen it.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. You're not really missing out. Just go.
No, you're really not. No, you're right.
Just go watch Avengers: Infinity War. If you want a good comic book movie, if you want a good comic book movie, The Room is a better comic book movie than Justice League.
Ben 10, the live action Ben 10 movie.
Ben 10 is the best comic book movie 2018.
But no, anyway, okay, so we're going to start with the first issue, and this is what I've got. I don't know if you have the same thing, Lantern, but the first thing I got is the obvious one, which went viral, is Superman's lip.
Yeah, well, let's tackle the big thing. First of all, I'd like to say, not about the lip, but just that, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but this opening is actually a blatant rip-off of the Spider-Man Homecoming ripoff, opening. Sorry.
Really?
Basically, yeah, it's not stark contrast, like it's literally not frame by frame, but Spider-Man Homecoming starts off with Peter Parker documenting his time as Spider-Man in Civil War. So obviously Civil War, the airport battle happens in Germany, so Spider-Man documents his trip to Germany, and in the airport battle he actually set up cameras, so you see like he's got a little home video. Like he'd make a vacation video on like Windows Movie Maker or something. He's done that.
Yeah.
And I bet like Joss Whedon or Zack Snyder's gone, that's cool, that's relatable. Let's put that in my film, but do it a little bit differently and bit shit.
Yeah. Well, was this about the Batman fight at the beginning? Because that was the thing I was going to comment about after the lip.
Yeah. Well, let's do the lip. Let's just tackle
the lip. Yeah, right. Okay. Because that's. It's
inexcusable.
No, there's no excuse for it. I mean, I know it's because Henry Cavill was filming. Was it Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mission Impossible. But it's just. I personally think that in some shots of the movie it doesn't look too bad, but the opening scene where he's being filmed by these kids, it looks like he's being stung by a bee, and it looks and it looks like he's like.
Looks
inflating
like he's,
air,
storing jelly beans in his upper lip.
Yeah, no, I know, and it's just when I first saw the movie, I was so, I was so excited. And I think you were as well. That I didn't really pay. I didn't really pay attention to it too much until you pointed it out. But when I saw it again downstairs with my family, I noticed the lip, and I'm like, I was dying next to them.
I think a fix would have been just obviously when he's resurrected, just. It's easier to CGI on a beard than it is to take one away. So just keep the moustache and make a beard around it and keep that.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, when he came back, I was expecting the black suit, long hair and beard, you know, but they were going to go with that, I think, originally.
Well, he would. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure how this works, but do you grow hair when you die, like over time, or I don't know.
I think your body just dies. I think when your brain's dead, that's it. Your body's just dead.
I mean, I don't know. They could have just said that, like, sort of, the mother box accelerated his body, so that he sort of grew hair.
Every time you say mother box, I think of Steppenwolf, which we are going to come to later, by the way. Which we are going to come to later.
But yeah. Anyway, we said everything about the lip. Really, it looks shit.
Well,
he's like a squirrel, isn't he? Like storing. It
completely changes during the scene. It's like at the beginning it looks too big, but near the ending this is what I was going to say for the length. Yeah, his face I don't know what he does. He like bites his lip and then his face goes completely flat.
You won't let me live. Won't let me die. And it's like his bottom lip moves. It's like if you hold your upper lip in place and try and talk, it's like, "Hello guys, how are you?" I sound like Professor Snape. And that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I will admit, like, but there were some parts where it looked okay, I thought, but there were obviously the times. CGI. I thought it was CGI for the whole film until he did Mission Impossible, where he shaved it off, because he made a Facebook video where he looked at the camera and he said, "Yes, everybody, this is really me, and no, this is not CGI."
I actually remember that brings me back to a tweet that somebody made that said, "I want a cinematic universe just for the mustache," and Zack Snyder actually retweeted it.
Wow. Like, no, I found a picture here of Henry Cavill with a full beard. Obviously, I can't show it during the live stream, the podcast. But what I'll do, I'll put it on screen right now. But the way his beard looks, like if he had long black hair, it would work so well, because he has the exact same beard Superman had when he was resurrected and had the black suit and long hair.
Definitely.
So they could have done it, but I don't know why they just. I think it's because they're like, oh, edgy black suit Superman. That's too, the kids ain't gonna like it, because this film was very lighthearted. I felt like it was way more lighthearted than Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
And even though I'm not a big fan of Zack Snyder as a director, he was consistent with his movie editing. Like, they all had a very dark tone to it, and for it to suddenly change this lighthearted, mishmash of different tones and colours, it just didn't feel right to me. It didn't mix as well with the rest of the DC universe.
Yeah. Well, should we go on to? Let's start the list. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's carry on. Go on.
Oh no! Well, the first thing I've got on my list after that was how the movie instantly jumps into an action scene with Batman and the Parademon.
Yeah. I got jumps into the story with no explanation, no scene setting.
No, exactly. Now, obviously, the parademons were going to be, the side protagonists, like the little minions in this movie. Everyone kind of
faceless people just cannon fodder.
Yeah, everyone expected that because of obviously in Batman vs Superman we see them in the nightmare scene, but the problem is with this movie is that we don't see how the parademons actually came into the world. They suddenly, Batman just suddenly knows there's a parademon down there, and I'm going to use this rubber to draw him out. I'm like, okay, number one, how did the parademons get here? All we know about the parademons is that they were in the nightmare scene, and now suddenly they're in the real world, and Batman knows all about them. I'm like, what? I'm like, so. It's just, I think, well, no, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because we were going to talk about how the movie should have started with, obviously, the part of course.
We could do a whole nother video about how Justice League should have been written, but let's stick to dissecting the film as it is now. I think a brilliant opening would have been, I don't know, Batman is on a mission tracking down a robber or some, you could use Deathstroke or whatever. He's on an independent mission, and maybe as the robber, the burglar or whatever you want to call it, runs down an alleyway, a parademon swoops in and picks him up, and he's like, okay, what the hell? And he chases after it, and then that seems what happens.
Yeah, because obviously Alfred in that scene as well, he was on the other end of the connection. He was like, what? He was really confused, and he wasn't confused because of the parademon. I think he was confused because of the marking of the blood.
Yeah.
And I was like, so Alfred knows about this, Batman knows about this, but none of the viewers do. Like, if you're brand new to the DC universe, you know nothing about the comics, you're not gonna have a clue who these things are.
No, exactly.
And I think that was a really bad decision on the part. And if you want to talk about how you think it should happen with the opening scene with that, I'm jumping forward a bit, but I think that it should have started with the scene with the Amazons.
Yeah.
Because obviously this is the second film. This is the next film after Wonder Woman, so it would have been perfect to start off with the Amazons defending the Mother Box, and then that's when we first see Steppenwolf come down and introduce himself.
And I just go on.
Oh no, that was it.
I wanted to talk about again the first Batman scene, the opening scene. I wanted to talk about the bad set design and how fake it looked. And it's like, if you notice, when Batman jumps on the parademon and he flies around for a bit, he lands on that exact same rooftop. So it's like they obviously didn't want to skimp for another set because they were already over budget.
I think most of Gotham was CGI though.
And it just looks awful. Like, it looks so artificial. And the choreography is awful as well. That Batman flip, for some reason, it's just so slow and not Batman-y at all.
Yeah. No, I agree with that because I was really confused with the fighting scene because when he's fighting this one robber who has a gun, it was so slow paced. Whereas in Batman vs Superman, we see him take down multiple guys with guns,
like
and he's got like no cover whatsoever. Like, guys with guns, he can take like 4 guys out in maybe a couple seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas here, one single robber takes him like an entire minute.
Yeah, and this is an insult actually. The robber guy at the beginning when he comes out of the vent thing, the rooftop, and he's got a bag of loot on his back, like Santa, like the classic cowboys robber, with the black mask and the stripy white and black. And he's actually got a bag of loot over his shoulder.
I just imagine sneaking out on tiptoes. Every time he takes a step, there's a little piano going dun dun.
No, it's going to play that royalty free sneaky snitch. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh god, that's great. Okay, so what's the next section we're going to cover here? I think the next part,
the Wonder Woman part.
Well, no, didn't you want to talk about the song that was played after the parademon was caught? The song Everybody Knows, which you said didn't fit.
I just didn't. I don't like. I just don't like it. I think that's just personal preference. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I was hoping for something more upbeat and It's really.
I was just gonna say, because I thought that the the really kind of depressing sound started off with like the whole Superman's dead, there's Lois Lane like on her own just grieving with the sad sound, and as soon as you see this man who's like attacking this woman in the store, the music starts like getting more intense with these these hard hitting like bass, these hard hitting bass. So the song intensifies throughout the clips, and that
the
seems
film
pretty cool.
always has that bleak tone, and it's supposed to be about the Justice League. You know what I mean? Like Superman. I guess I understand. Superman is a symbol of hope, but he never was in the DCEU. He was always
you're right.
a whiny little shit. So I don't have that connection. Do you know what I mean? Like I know Superman is supposed to be a symbol of hope, but I haven't seen it in this universe.
No,
and you can't
you're
just
right.
convince me by saying, "Oh, he was a beacon of hope." Like you have to show me. You can
He was
say
a beacon of hope.
it's okay saying Batman's the world's greatest detective. Show him doing some detective work then. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can't just say it's like the number one rule of movie writing is show don't tell. You don't, and that's why like flashbacks aren't that great. Like
yeah.
If you want to show that the Joker is a bad guy, don't say he's a really bad man. Just say show him robbing a bank or killing someone. And it's like cinema is a visual medium. Obviously, you want to see things and experience them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I really love the whole the real brutal like tank version of Batman. Because obviously, this is based on the Batman vs Superman was based on Frank Miller. So
Yeah,
this is a really this is a really demented version of Bruce, which I did like. But obviously, it would still be cool to see him. Like let's say he found like a body. Or something, he was like investigating the blood, and he was like seeing how it was like connected to Superman or whatever.
Like,
but that's
his finger in it, he licks it, and he's like, no, it's just jam from a donut.
Okay, but Batman vs Superman, that's like completely opposite thing altogether. Fuck, I'm becoming so proud to it right now. So you didn't like Everybody Knows. I personally like it. Blah 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 blah. Controversial opinion. Blah 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 blah. Chicken fights.
Yeah. That
the next part I got is that this is just a little interesting thing, and I didn't actually notice until you pointed out there was a homeless guy holding a sign saying I tried on it.
Yes.
And you said that was actually like an Easter egg from the director, basically saying he tried his best with the movie.
Yeah, Joss Whedon taking over from Zack Snyder, because you can have two directors on a film. Avengers: Infinity War is directed by two guys, the Russo brothers. They also did Winter Soldier and Civil War, and they're doing Avengers 4 as well, and it works when they're in coalition, when they're working together. But Zack Snyder directed like let's say half of the film, and then I think it was because the tragedy of his daughter committing suicide, that he left the film obviously to grieve and to clear his mind. And it's a bit it's weird. It's like and then you get hopeful Joss Whedon, you know what I mean, the Avengers director.
Exactly, yeah.
It's weird. It's like halfway through a Superman movie, replacing him with Batman.
Well, I always say it's like having the director of Saw, and suddenly replacing with the guy who directed fucking Yo Gabba Gabba. You know what I mean? It's
that's funny.
Not that extreme, but you know what I mean. It's like going from such a dark tone to suddenly, Flash just going, "Yo, that's gross." It's like, how does that correlate with this dark figure we saw in Batman vs Superman? Batman was scary.
Yeah.
Like people were terrified of him.
It's funny you should say that about the Saw director, because the guy who directed the original Saw is actually directing Aquaman right now.
Oh really?
Yeah, James Wan. He also directed the Conjuring films, Annabelle, and the upcoming Nun film.
Yeah, but the thing is, I haven't really seen The Conjuring. I've seen Annabelle.
I love both of the Conjuring films.
But it's weird because obviously he's making these horror movies, and now he's making an action movie. Don't get it wrong, like the Aquaman trailer looked great, but again, we're not going to talk about Aquaman now. It's about Justice League.
No,
but
yeah. Sorry to butt in, but the guy who directed I know James Wan didn't actually. Oh no, James Wan directed the original Annabelle, but the guy who directed Annabelle Creation, the second one, is actually the Shazam director. But yeah, the Shazam director actually directed an Annabelle film.
Okay,
It's like-
we're talking about every single movie other than fucking Justice League. Right now.
But yeah, well, can you blame me?
Well, no, not really, because yeah, as you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, we do not like this movie. Anyway,
Wonder Woman.
then the next part, which kind of it confused me in a way because it was so out of context, was the random terrorist attack in London. I think
yes,
it was.
Yes, I have.
Was it no, it was Paris. Was it Paris or was it London? I think it was Paris, wasn't it?
No, it was London because you had Lady Justice.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
of
sure
course.
it's in London. I'm not sure. I'm not a
'Cause you-
geography guy.
But that's how they introduced Wonder Woman, and it's
Back to the
just
Dark Ages.
yeah, and
It's
I wasn't really too I wasn't listening very well, so I didn't really get that part. So you know more about that scene than I
Yeah.
do. But you don't know what he means by that, really.
Again, I thought it should be. I just Deathstroke. When in doubt, just put Deathstroke in there. But you want like a mercenary. Have it be, I don't know. You can have it be Cheetah. Have Cheetah appear as a Wonder Woman villain, or have it just be a memorable villain. You can have it be Catwoman, or I don't know, the Joker and Harley Quinn. Tie it into Suicide Squad.
The reason why I disagree with that is mainly because the fact that that scene was only used to open up Wonder Woman, so we're never going to see that bank robber again. And I think that by putting in an important character, like a memorable character, it's like, oh, they're only used for this one opening scene. We never see them again. I think that's a bit
Well, I mean
weird.
that's sort of like Red Skull in Avengers Infinity War. He appears, gives him the Soul Stone, and then goes.
But
Spoilers,
he was already in. He was already in Captain America, though.
Yeah, but Harley Quinn and Joker were already in Suicide Squad.
Oh,
You've got a
yeah,
cinematic
true.
universe. You might as well use the characters.
No.
set up.
I get what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean, but yeah, I felt the acting of the British dude was a bit too.
Yeah,
like,
and he's
generic,
actually a really good actor. I think
Mm.
he's from Game of Thrones. But you can't. I mean, what you got? You got to work with a shitty script.
Yeah, but it's just the way that he just goes, "You're too late. You're too late."
Oh, that
I'm
one.
like,
Yeah. I mean, the guy who was shooting the children is from.
Oh no, I was talking about the woman that. I was talking about the woman, the guy that
It's
the guy
2018. He can be what he wants.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. I'm probably gonna upset some people.
Yeah, he's like
But-
4 city blocks.
And it's just like I've seen that whole thing so many
Yeah.
times in movies now. It's like, come on, can you make us see something else? It's not just I'm gonna blow up city and go bang. It's like, it's just
Actual cut dialogue from Justice League. We actually have a copy of the script. There's also a
Yeah.
line that says, Batman says, "I love Superman. Sometimes he kisses me on the cheek."
and he packs me Lunchables and sends me to preschool. No,
Yeah.
but I
Batman
just
might
felt
as well have said that because
I just felt like it was
apparently he
weird.
loves Superman.
Yeah, it was a really weird way to portray Wonder Woman as well, because we see so many new abilities from her we don't see before. Like,
Yeah.
she can move really, really quick, like the Flash now.
I think we saw that in Wonder Woman. I haven't seen Wonder Woman in a long time, but
I don't think she moves that quick, though. Like,
I've
she's
only
literally-
seen Wonder Woman once, and that was in the cinema.
Yeah, but whenever she's darting around the room, you can hear, the typical, comic booky sound. Like, she's moving, really, really
Whoosh.
quick.
Someone behind the green screen going, whoosh, kablam!
The camera pans and he's like, oh, shit,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's the green screen falls over. And he's like, oh shit, sorry.
yeah,
And then
no,
the light falls on his head.
the whole thing blows up. But,
Sorry.
no, I just feel as if the scene wasn't really necessary too much.
Yeah.
I felt like if Bruce was in there, because he, because you know how Wonder Woman ended with her getting an email from Bruce.
Yeah.
Spoiler. I felt like after that, I think that if Justice League didn't start off with obviously Steppenwolf invading the Amazons, it should have started off with Wonder Woman meeting up with Bruce.
Yeah. I
but-
think. Oh, yeah, go on. We're not ready to move on. Sorry.
No. I just felt like that would have maybe paced the movie a bit better.
Yeah.
But that's just obviously that's personal opinion. I know someone's going to disagree with that, but that's just the way I see it.
DCEU tends to set up scenes that never get paid off. Like Wonder Woman gets her photo back from Bruce Wayne. All right, where does that go? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I know. I get what you mean.
what happened to all the Suicide Squad people? They just in prison for like another 8 years, and then just oh, here's Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah, Suicide Squad. That was no.
I think it's worse than Justice League just because it's just.
Is it-
so-
no,
it's just
well,
so bad.
Well, no, it's a worse movie. Don't get me wrong, but Justice League is just the characters are more important. The
I
characters,
understand that, yeah.
the characters are so much more. What kind of child grew up saying Killer Croc is best villain? Like, not very many.
I mean, probably a few.
Probably, I know, but like if you compare, let's say, Killer Croc to the fucking to the
I mean,
Joker.
be honest, I didn't even know who Diablo was. I thought they made him up. Just
I didn't know
generic
who he was.
fire guy.
Exactly, that's what I mean. It's like if you compare, let's say, Killer Croc to, let's say, the Joker, so many more people are going to say, "Oh, the Joker," you know what I mean? Because he's just so much more recognisable.
Forget
as
the
a character.
Joker. Captain Boomerang is the most known villain in the world.
No, Slipknot. Come on.
Slipknot crawling in my skin.
But no, I think Suicide Squad. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this film's not going to take itself very seriously. It's going to be pretty cartoony and like over the top and silly." It wasn't. It was too serious. And I felt like if it took itself less seriously, it would have been a bit better. But where it was so dark and serious and the dialogue, I just don't know. I don't know. I didn't like it.
It was like it was edited by like Bill Cosby on crack.
And obviously, I don't like the look of the new Joker. I don't like it. I think he's just...
Well, let's move away from Suicide Squad. And let's save another shitty movie for another shitty day.
Exactly. So do you want to talk about your next scene, or do you want me to talk about my next one? Because I think we've done plenty of mine.
I'll go on to my next scene then. I've got...
Yeah, go ahead.
Who edited this shit? Sudden Beard. So, suddenly, I'm at a fishing village. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh no, of course the part where he went to go find Arthur Curry. Yeah, that was a very strange scene
because gone to Curry's.
Because after he finds the parademon, Alfred gets his screen up of all the Justice League members. He gets a picture of Barry Allen, of Victor Stone, and obviously there's Aquaman. And you see him jump off a building, like obviously getting ready to go find these new people. Like, how long did it take Bruce to find Arthur Curry? Because we see him on this mountaintop, and now he's got a full beard.
That building was just really tall, so he's just falling for 2 months. And he was like, "Oh, I'll run to the fishing village." He grew a beard as he was falling off.
It's his curse. It's like he touches the ground.
What happened was he broke his leg. He broke his leg and he's been in the hospital for the past 2 months.
No, but it's just like there's no timestamp to us how long it took him to find Arthur Curry. Like, did it take him like a few months, a few weeks, years? Like,
well, it must be a few months at least, because you can't grow a beard in 2 weeks.
Well, no.
That's that kind of a beard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it was a full-grown, like huge beard, and I don't know. I just felt it was, and that's another thing we've got to talk about. If we talk about him finding Aquaman, we have to talk about Jason Momoa's Aquaman's bipolar personality. We have to bring that up because
that's actually the next scene. That transitions nicely. Let's go on to that then.
Because we see Bruce talking about the Aquaman, say he brings fish, everything like that, and we see Aquaman actually in the exact same room looking at him, and already the pacing's too fast because there's no build up. He's already there.
What they should do is I'm going to call them, sorry to butt in, but I'm going to call them little tiny solo movies within the larger movie.
Yeah,
so
exactly. No, great,
Aquaman
absolutely.
first, have a little shitty Atlantis scene going, "Mira, I love you, yeah," and then Batman goes and meets him.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Think of it as like Captain America has his own film, then he's in the Avengers. Aquaman has a little scene on his own, then he meets Bruce Wayne. Flash has a little scene on his own, then he meets Bruce Wayne, which actually happens to that.
It does happen,
credit. But Cyborg is just Cyborg. I know a lot of his backstory was cut, and I would have liked to see that.
We have a lot to say about Cyborg because he was arguably the best part of the movie.
He was great.
He was great.
But if you did a poll and asked the general public, they would have been like, "Yeah, I know a bit about Flash. I know a bit about Aquaman." But Cyborg is not that very well known.
Apart from Teen Titans, I think more kids are going to know who he is. Like more, like not kids, more like 90s. Yeah.
But
like, I know him from
he
Teen
would have
Titans.
been someone that you need to explain more because everyone knows the Flash is fast. Aquaman's obviously a water guy because of their names, and you already know who Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman is. But Cyborg, you need to establish his powers, because he's not had a lot of that, especially this Cyborg, like.
It doesn't explain whatsoever that he can control computers. It just it just suddenly appears that he can control anything. It's like, okay.
He's basically just DCEU Iron Man, really.
Yeah, but more. I do like the fact that he's less like cartoony. I like the fact that he's more like monotone, like kind of like a Black Terminator.
Yeah.
And I think that was a really good point because he doesn't like the fact that he's a robot. And in a way, like, I don't know if he's like that in the comics because I haven't really read many Cyborg comics, but I
No,
love
he's
the fact.
actually like he's actually like the Teen Titans version.
Oh, he is more silly.
Yeah.
But I just think that this is a much more realistic take because if you were meant to
Yeah.
a robot, when you go out in public, people would just stare at you.
Well,
They'd
he's
be
like
like,
a cyborg.
yeah. So, well, yeah, but still, like, he doesn't like being who he is. Like, his father's saying, "Oh, you're not a monster," and he's like, "Why do you think I'm talking about me?"
Yeah,
He's like,
mate, step the fuck off.
And of course, he then says things like, if these are gifts, why am I paying for them? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I personally love the version of Cyborg because it just makes sense.
And I love his design as well. I prefer the end design, but I really do like his design. I like how
Absolutely.
it's all like I don't know how to pronounce it, but like polygonal, like polygons. It's all
Yeah.
fractals and looks a bit like a crystal or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do like though how he slowly, like, as he becomes part of this team, he slowly starts to get less, monotone and more happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He starts becoming more goofy, which I do kind of like the fact that he because it's rather than, again, we need to go back to Aquaman. Aquaman goes straight from this really, serious guy who's like, you should get out, and then he's instantly like, oh, Gotham's a
My
shithole.
man!
Gotham's a shithole, my man. It's
Yeah.
like what? Whereas Cyborg, he's constantly in a bad mood until the end of the movie where he's part of this team, and he's like, booyah.
Because he found people who won't judge him, and
Exactly.
he actually has a purpose on the team.
Exactly, and it's just so much nicer to see that because don't get me wrong, Jason Momoa is a great actor, in Game of Thrones and things like that.
He's not stellar, but he's okay.
So I personally because again, don't get me wrong, I love him as Aquaman. He makes Aquaman look cool. You know what I mean? But because I do like him as because obviously Aquaman's coming out soon this year, and I'm really excited to see it. But I just the whole point of Aquaman is that he's this really serious guy who doesn't really care much about humanity, but he mainly cares about his ocean. And in this, he's like, oh, Gotham's a shithole, and
I did a big poo.
basically,
You might as well say that.
pretty much. But I just because I don't know, I was most excited for I was most excited for Flash, but
I think that's the only reason I'm not excited for Aquaman is because I didn't like his portrayal of him. I thought if he was going to be funny, at least make him consistent.
Yeah, exactly. Because in the movie, it's just all over the
He's
place.
like,
with
he's
his
really
personality.
intimidating. You're like, okay, I get behind this. He's like, talk, and then he's like, so you dressed like a bat? I dig it. It's like, okay.
And even then, does he even say talk in the movie? I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't. Which
No,
I
he
thought
doesn't.
was cool because he's like giving him orders.
Yeah, like how do
He's
you
like,
know
talk
about this
now
guy?
before I beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. It's just it's just
Should
such a
we-
weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
Let's get to sexy boy himself.
I'm just saying. My next moment, it just says intimidate Aquaman goes to my man.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's
Oh no.
literally
My
what I got.
my next note is about. Oh, sorry to cut you off. My next note is about Flash.
Oh, I think we skipped the Flash.
Should we though?
I'd rather skip the Flash, but if you want to talk about him, you can.
I'm just saying the main note I got. All I've got for the note is "Don't be gay." - Henry Allen.
Yeah, don't be gay. So, the Flash for me was in the same vein as Lex Luthor because he's weird and like tickish. He's like, I don't get people. It's like what is brunch? You
Well,
know.
instantly with this is again we keep coming off topic, but Lex Luthor. When I first saw him, I thought that he'd be better as the Riddler.
Or just autistic Lex Luthor.
The Lex Luthor in the DCEU, I personally felt like he would have been better. Like Jesse Eisenberg is a good actor, but
Great
the way,
actor.
but his portrayal, I felt like would have been just better as the Riddler. Because when I first saw Batman vs Superman, I just didn't see Lex Luthor because Lex Luthor's like this big, corporate guy.
You know who I wanted to play Lex Luthor?
Go ahead.
Don't
say The Rock.
No, I said Godzilla. I didn't mean to say Godzilla. I meant Bryan Cranston because he's in Godzilla.
Godzilla,
no, I do know what
play Lex
Godzilla.
Luthor.
Godzilla plays Lex Luthor. King Kong can play the Joker. Just replace the villains with kaijus. There we go.
Great movie.
But Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad, and Godzilla. But I think if he was in this film, they would probably kill him within half an hour anyway, like he did in Godzilla. Why did you do that?
Yeah,
But yeah.
I do feel like that. Oh no, I guess it does work. Yeah, as Lex Luthor, but where he's doing,
Just get a fat bald guy, really.
Lex Luthor's not fat.
Well, he's bald. He's not. No, he's not. The reason I think he's fat is just because of his mech suit. That's why I always envision him as bigger.
He's got a really small head, like a
He's
really
just really
ginormous.
fat.
He's the tank from Left 4 Dead.
Just get him like the Blob in X-Men Origins. Just get him to play him. Just get Boogie 2988 to play him.
Oh fuck off! No.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew?
No.
That's why he wants to kill Superman.
Next scene. Next scene.
No.
Next scene. All right. Fuck's sake. This is the part that me and you both complain about. I'm in a bad mood. Fuck. I gotta calm down. I'm yelling too loud. Fuck. I'm sorry. Okay. Next scene. The next part I got down was the random filler janitor scene with the inside Star Labs with the Parademon.
Yeah, actually, where did that come from? Why were they in Star Labs?
And it had absolutely no context whatsoever. It had no addition to the movie. You could really cut that part out.
Because
no one will complain.
It's like 5 seconds anyway. If you blink, you'll have missed it.
And you don't see the Parademon. You don't see the death. It's literally a guy looking around the corner, and then you hear.
But you don't even hear anything.
Oh no! You just see the red light, don't you?
And it's like it goes like, and then we're into another scene.
It doesn't even zoom on his face to imply.
If you opened the door and then slammed it shut as hard as you can, like instantly. Do you know what I mean? It's like.
It was just filler, I think. But if you're gonna have filler scenes, at least make it make sense. Like what? Because you don't even see the Parademon. It could have been something different. You don't know. But
should we move on to world's sexiest man alive, Mr. Steppenwolf himself?
Oh boy, what have I got to say about this guy?
I got one word for you. Unity.
Now,
eat a baby.
Now, I personally don't like the fact that Steppenwolf was chosen as the villain, but I'm confused for.
Different.
Well, I'm confused for one reason. Again, going back to Batman vs Superman, you see Steppenwolf inside the ship, and he's this giant demonic monster holding two mother boxes.
Doom, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then he goes from. I think I do prefer the new look just because it's more noticeable to the character. But why is the sudden change? I don't understand.
Why Steppenwolf? You could have got what's like a cosmic DC villain you could have got? If you wanted to get like a powerful you could have just had Lex Luthor.
Well, I was thinking.
Mech suit.
Well, I was thinking this. In the Batman vs Superman, during the nightmare scene, you see Doomsday's Omega symbol engraved into the dirt. So it would have made sense. Darkseid, sorry, Darkseid, not Doomsday. But it just makes sense for obviously Darkseid to be the villain, also because he is the main villain of the Justice League.
Or at least a fucking appear.
Yeah, like as a cameo or something.
Like, I mean, the post-credit scene, like Thanos. Wouldn't it be funny if they literally recreated the first post-credit scene, like frame by frame, just with Darkseid? and then Justice League 2, he's like, fine, I'll do it myself. Just gets the Infinity Gauntlet.
But no, Steppenwolf was one of those characters where, again, the CGI massively varied. It's like Superman's lip. There are some parts where the CGI looked okay. I thought there were some parts where the CGI looked great.
Yeah.
But then you see parts where he goes, after the unity, and his mouth is just bobbing up and down.
She calls me. Is it me, or does he sound like that old man from SpongeBob? You know the one that's like, I'm ready. He's like, so you like kicking butts, do you?
It's just the fact that, well, I said this before, that to make CGI look realistic, it can't move too computer-like. No, and Steppenwolf's mouth.
There are limitations in CGI, obviously.
Well, of course, but I mean, like, look at like War of the Planet of the Apes and Thanos. Like those, and did Justice League cost more than Infinity War? I think it did. Didn't it?
Justice League, yeah. Infinity War, I think was like 200 and something million. Justice League was like 300, and that was without marketing. I'm pretty sure. Marketing's now 100, 200 million. So about 500 million, honestly.
It's a ridiculous amount of money,
exactly.
And Infinity War did so much better.
And that's almost as much as the film made. So
yeah, pretty much.
All right, okay. I just want to go off on a tangent a bit. I think we'll talk about. Let's go on a tangent quick about just the box office and talk about the reviews and stuff.
I don't know shit about this. This is all you know.
Okay, so
take it away.
Well, it's going to be really short, but in what world do we live in, where Doctor Strange makes more than
the Justice League? Yeah, I know you said this before.
you know, arguably the Justice League are more well known than the Avengers. Obviously not anymore, but like I was always a DC person. I think just because DC was more synonymous with quality. How many
Yeah.
good DC comics can you name? A load of events. I can name a few Marvel ones, but nowhere near as many as Justice League.
Yeah,
DC.
DC.
Like off the bat, I can name Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns, Brightest Day, Blackest Night,
Watchmen was a good
Death of
movie. I love
Superman, Return
Watchmen.
of Superman. Like that's 6 right there. And then I guess Marvel, you've got what, Civil War, Days of Future Past, Age of Ultron maybe, and these aren't movies, these are comic books. I maybe it's just me not being that big of a Marvel fan.
I think the
But-
reason why Doctor Strange might make more is because it was tied in with the MCU and people were more, intrigued in Marvel
I
at that
understand
time
that, but,
than
but
DC.
by name alone, Justice League should have made double what Doctor Strange did.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that.
Like, if Infinity War can make 2 billion, imagine what a good Justice League could have made. Almost, maybe even being the highest grossing movie of all time. I don't think it would have been out of the question to assume that. But if Suicide Squad made more than Justice League, considerably more.
Yeah.
I think like 300 million more.
But then again, though, I think it's because, like, no offense, the main, the only people who really enjoy Suicide Squad were, like, teenage white girls who are like, it's the Joker is my husband.
It is my wife. Joker is my wife.
I'm gonna Instagram my cosplay as Harley Quinn. I'm such a nerd. But so when I went to go see Suicide Squad with my cousin, there was literally no fat no fat nerds in the cinema.
No fact.
It was just teenage girls and their phones. I was like, where the fuck are the comic book nerds? They're nowhere to be seen.
They were all going to see Doctor Strange.
Yeah, true. But still, it's just I don't know. Suicide Squad was. I think Suicide Squad was made to bring in new people to the DC universe. I think that's the reason why I'm being so biased.
A fucking good job did it.
No, but I think that's the reason why I'm being so biased.
Well, I mean, it did. It made like 800 million.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, it's one of the it's one of the most despised movies of all time.
This for Suicide Squad up right now.
It's like one of the most. It's like to comic book nerds. It's one of the most hated movies, but it made loads of money. Let's make another one.
Oh, it made 746 million, and Justice League made 657. For comparison, BVS made 872, and Wonder Woman made 821. So, like, it would be okay. Maybe Justice League makes like 20 million less than Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But no, or it should have reached the $1 billion club in its sleep. Do you know what I mean? It was almost guaranteed. But for it to almost 300 million, and other than Justice League, Suicide Squad. Actually, no. I think Man of Steel. How much did Man of Steel make?
Well, what's it? Batman vs Superman. I remember when it first came out, it was massively overhyped. Like everywhere I went, I would see things like who will win. You know what I mean?
Man of Steel made 668. So that's like almost 20 million more than Justice League. Man of Steel, like one of the worst DCEU films. I mean, you can't really say that. The only decent one is Wonder Woman, and even then, it's not like Oscar worthy. But anyway, we're getting off topic. Let's get to. I've got. Just carry on Steppenwolf, really.
Well, yeah. After a Steppenwolf. No, it's funny because it's not relevant whatsoever. But obviously, where this is going for a more younger audience, I just put down XD news lady swears. It cuts to the scene of the Daily Planet, and you just see this lady on TV saying, "If I see that alien, I'm gonna shove my foot up his ass." And it's just bleep 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 bleep. Like
imagine that lady actually defeated Steppenwolf at the end.
She just kicks him.
She's naughty boy, go away.
You're grounded.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, but like
waggle her finger at
because obviously I can't really talk much because obviously I find things like Willy and Pooh funny, but it's literally just she said naughty word, she said the F word. Oh my god!
But I guarantee you, the movie would have made like $800 billion if Steppenwolf said Willy. After I eat a willy, the world will bend to my willy.
Yeah, and again after that, I cut to a after the scene of obviously Martha and Lois talking about, talking about.
Why did you say that name?
Because she's gay. Anyway, after we spoke after it's Lois and Martha, we instantly cut to Batman at the Batcave and Wonder Woman's there.
Lois Griffin. Okay, yeah.
Oh, did I say Lois or Wonder Woman?
Lois.
I said Lois. Oh fuck, no, I meant Wonder Woman. Sorry.
I got down shitty flashback, and it's not just like a shot of the Flash's back. Anyway. Anyway, I've got down as sort of a sub note, Green Lantern logo, as sort of the bullet point, and it just says "fuck you," because I'm like, yeah, it's my boy. A Green Lantern has shown up. Oh, he's dead. Okay.
Yeah, because obviously Wonder Woman explains about the whole backstory of Steppenwolf, and we see a single Green Lantern character.
He hits one guy, and then he's like, sorry, can't get people too excited,
But obviously that seems pretty interesting because after he gets killed, we see the Green Lantern ring come off his finger and go off screen, and Steppenwolf looks at it like, what? So obviously, I reckon that's going to be the Green Lantern ring that Hal Jordan may get if he returns in the next film.
I don't know if they'd explain that though. I think that's just. What would you do if Steppenwolf just put it on? He was like, "Yeah, mate, now I'm more powerful."
Well, I mean, it would make. I mean, I know they don't. I know that they're terrible at tagging along movies with each other. Well, I don't know though, because Batman vs Superman, the intro, if you can sync it up with Man of Steel, it's like perfectly in
Yeah, and
sync.
that was fantastic. But they were like, okay, that was really creative. Let's never do that again.
But what I mean is that unless they do that here, they could easily do it where Hal Jordan may get the ring that returns a.
Well, it wouldn't be that one. It would be that one passed down from generation. Because
yeah,
that was like 1,000 years in the. Unless Hal Jordan's just really old.
I know, but it just confused me that they focused on that ring so much, flying away.
Well, I think it's just to show that it is a Green Lantern, and not just like a green fart man.
Exactly that. His power is that he just farts really loud.
Oopsie. Right. The next note I've got, I want to move along a bit. We've been going for like 50 minutes, so let's just.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of notes.
Are we going to ignore the whole the Flash interaction scene?
I just put annoying dick.
That's basically what it is. Like, yeah,
It's like a cave.
You're,
Cave.
you're the Batman, right? I'm in. What's brunch? What's brunch?
He just
You're too slow.
He just inhales Batman's car like Kirby. Tasty.
But no, so yeah, we're just going to ignore Flash altogether because he's not worth the screen time.
I
But
got
we are.
3 pages of notes, so.
But we are going to talk about Cyborg, aren't we? Because he's literally the next character that's introduced.
Yes, I got. This is the Wonder Woman scene where she's like, "You need help, mate," and he's like, "Mate, I don't need help. These aren't gifts because I can't give them back."
You're jumping really far ahead. I was talking about the part where he interacts with
we
it.
went to No, because we already talked about Cyborg.
Oh yeah, of course we have. But I was going to talk about how he interacted with his father. How his father was trying to convince him that he's not, a monster. He's just a normal kid. But he was like,
did that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, this is the one where I've got down. Cyborg is reluctant, but does join the team to save his dad. But when he does save his dad, he's still on the team, just for shits and giggles. Do you know what I mean? There's no, oh, I could get used to this superhero business, or
Yeah.
this saving my dad has given me a kick to do the right thing. No, it's just, all right, I might as well do it because I'm here.
I think it's more as the fact that because he now found purpose in his abilities, the fact that he can now work as a team and actually use his abilities for good, that kind of gave him a boost of like. Hang
But
on,
they
I can
didn't
do something here.
communicate that. Do you know what I mean?
And yeah,
Like,
no, I know what you mean.
We don't know
yeah.
that. It could just be he needs a poo and he's got to find the nearest toilet. That's the reason he sticks. I don't know.
That's the whole movie. It's Cyborg trying to find a toilet to poo in.
Somebody out there, please.
Um,
And then
Yeah.
I've got if we want to move on from Cyborg.
I was going to talk about the fight in Atlantis.
Oh yeah, that's what I've got. I've got Aquaman is totally inconsistent. Atlantis is murky and ugly, and you got no idea of their power sets.
Yeah, again, I know you don't agree with this, but I really disagree. I think the reason why it looks like that is because it's underwater in the Pacific Ocean, right? Was it the Pacific or Atlantic? I don't know.
I think it's Atlantic.
Atlantic. Oh yeah, of course, because yeah, Atlantis, for sure, of course.
No, actually, I think it's Pacific because Jason Momoa is a Pacific Islander. He's from like Hawaii, like Samoan. So I think it's over there.
I'll just quickly look it up. Where exactly is Atlantis? And
No,
it says
because the DCEU Atlantis. Why am I getting notifications?
I don't know, but no, it says here that it doesn't specifically say what ocean it's in, but
no one's found it. But
right, of course, yeah, of course.
Southwest Morocco.
Southwest Morocco.
It's the Atlantic Ocean.
Is the Atlantic? Okay, I thought so. Because it can't make sense. Atlantic, Atlantis, whatever. But no, the reason why I brought this up is because the fighting was so slow.
Yes.
Underwater,
yes.
like they were moving. Like when you see Aquaman swimming, he's swimming at like really, really quick.
You'd think maybe he could use like his powers to punch through like water really quick or something.
Yeah, and
or shoot water blasts.
And obviously, when he's fighting Steppenwolf underwater, you see Steppenwolf throw his axe. It's moving so slowly. It could probably hit him and not even do anything.
Aquaman could make a cup of tea, make a sandwich, go to bed, and then walk out of the way.
Yeah, the axe is moving so slowly, but and then obviously we see the interaction with Mera, and they seem to have a love-hate relationship going on. She's like, "You can't go." He's like,
"Shut up, you're fine."
Yeah, basically, like.
But I envisioned Atlantis being like Finding Nemo. I know I've said this before, but
yeah,
beautiful,
no.
like neon fish, maybe anglerfish, eels, like bright coral,
just like the movie 2018,
like jellyfish. Yeah, and I agree with that.
Just like the 2018, yeah.
But it's not what they've established. You know what I mean? It's all right now, but why wasn't it like that before?
Right.
Because you realise, we made a shitty Atlantis. Let's correct it. And
exactly,
it doesn't. It's not. There's no point in having a cinematic universe if everything is disjointed. It's like having Iron Man's got a silver suit in the first film. Actually, now he's got a red suit because it's better, but it doesn't fit with the. You know what I mean? You don't show an evolution. Honestly,
yeah.
Aquaman is the first superhero film that I'm actually contemplating not seeing. I probably will because I'll probably make a video on it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to see it definitely, 100%.
But I'm not excited for it. I'll tell you that. I'm
not excited for it.
And I just don't like this portrayal of Aquaman. Really, I thought he was going to be the righteous king of Atlantis, not I come from California and I'm a surfing dude.
My man. No.
My man.
But no. But then after that scene there, it then cuts to
the power plant, isn't it?
Yeah, and like this random Russian family, which have no addition to the plot whatsoever. They're literally just a Russian family. Hi. It's
hello.
Like, okay.
Bye. It should just pan over and it's just like hi, and then it pans back.
It just pans to the Russian guy.
He goes
BLEED! And that's it.
He just goes and it cuts. He's gonna say something.
But that's basically it.
The house just explodes and then that's it.
And then again after the Russian scene, I got down that we get a.
I just put down the whole Russia scene, because this is when Steppenwolf's got the two mother boxes, hasn't it?
Two mother boxes, yeah.
And I put down ugly location, just because it's really
red.
I hate that. Yeah, I hate that red battle, because it like all the colours merge and it feels really hot. Do you know what I mean? Makes your hands all clammy.
Slay. Knees weak, arms heavy. But yeah, anyway.
There's vomit on his sweater already. For the unity.
But in my notes, the next thing I got down is the part where...
Sorry,
no,
I'm
saying the next part I got down is when obviously there's Aquaman actually finally saving someone, the sailors, because obviously they say that they were attacked by...
Can I just add a little side note?
Yeah, go on.
Previous scene I just put down as a little side note. He says for Darkseid. And that is the only mention of Darkseid.
Oh, yes. No, absolutely. Yeah, no. I remember being in the theatre, and even though me and you were both, like, really... Cause I remember seeing you with, like, your face in your hands. But when we heard Darkseid, me and you both turned to each other like,
what is that? Dinner's ready?
Yeah. But no, then you see, obviously, the ship, which is about to, being, like, attacked, and obviously we see Aquaman save him. And he goes back to being a dick again. He goes back to, yeah, this beer here, it's on him. You know, I'm not paying for it. Fuck off. It's
He
like,
turns into a cop. What, like, give him a
fucking
beer.
hell, blood, you need.
Give me a fucking Starling. I'm going down to fish and chips. I'm going down. Wait, does that make him a cannibal?
I don't know. Wait, well, no, he's not fucking fish, is he?
Yes, he is.
Aquaman's a goldfish all of a sudden. and then obviously you see the blood on his hands, and you said that the blood looks really fake from the parademons. It looks
Not
like
on
green.
Aquaman's hand, because that was practical. But on just that one Flash scene, which we will get to.
I know, but the blood's looks like green glitter slime that you see in like clickbait YouTube tutorials saying,
What,
"Wow, a bath full of slime."
You get out of them little alien pod things.
Yeah. Oh god.
Well, we all know that actually the real reason Steppenwolf is even being bad in this movie is because someone burned his Minecraft village, and he's just like, Mom.
Yeah.
He wants to get the mother boxes because he thinks they're Minecraft blocks, and he wants to build a house.
3 blocks.
Yeah.
Oh fuck's sake.
Because he's like, creepers.
Welcome
He
to
just thinks it's
mine.
just
No. Anyway, right. Okay. No. Don't you dare.
Right.
No.
Okay. I've got
No. Next scene. No.
They don't work together, being the underwater Gotham Harbour.
No. Oh, yeah. The Gotham Harbor fight. Yeah, of course. Which is like the next scene, I think.
Yeah.
We don't see Aquaman at first. We just see the other members of the Justice League underground. And that's where they're looking for. Were they looking for the mother box?
They're looking for Cyborg's dad as well.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry, because the movie was so unmemorable to me. Even when I got my notes here, I forget shit.
Yeah, sometimes I forget like Superman's even in it.
But no, they did that fight in the underground. I think the fight underground was quite good. I felt like that was one of the best parts in the film.
It's just not memorable.
Well, no, but I thought that was, which is kind of depressing because I thought it was one of the highlights. Obviously,
it says a lot about your movie when the highlight is you can't even remember
it. Yeah, but I like how they made Steppenwolf more intimidating. There we go.
He likes games.
I can't speak. Shut up. But you hear like this woman screaming, saying, "I have a family," and he just straight up fucking kills her. Like
what would you do if he was just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I'm so sorry." Just like pats her on the head and sends her off.
But that whole merciless thing, I felt like that just made him.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though
it showed him he was detached from humanity. Obviously, he's not human, but
he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's a new god, isn't he? That's what he is. He's a new god. He's a god. He doesn't have time for human interference.
Exactly. And then you have the most dumbest shit ever said from Flash, saying that he's scared of bugs, and he said he's scared of guns. I thought the trademark of the Flash was him moving faster than a fucking bullet. I thought that was like one of his trademarks.
That's Superman actually. That's his catchphrase, isn't it? Faster than locomotive, more speedy than a speeding bullet. I think. Yeah. Like that's the 30s TV serial.
But I know, but like the Flash, it's like
yeah. That's his power.
Scared of fucking bullets. I'm like also can't he move so quick he can phase through objects? Like you don't have anything to worry about.
See, the thing is, we don't know because we don't know this because I know the CW, which we're actually probably going to do a podcast on the CW, aren't we?
Yeah.
You actually see the evolution of Flash, and they go like he starts off being not very fast, and then he's like, okay, I need to fight the Reverse Flash, so he needs to get faster and faster and faster, and we know where he is in the timeline of like his speed. But we don't know, and he eventually learns he can phase through stuff, and he can run on water and make tornadoes with his hands.
Yeah.
Which looks really funny without special effects. But anyway, we don't know about the Flash. Like we see him run really fast, like near the end. Like he's fast enough to slow down time and touch Wonder Woman's sword.
Yeah.
But then he's not fast enough to dodge Steppenwolf, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah. There were so many parts of that I found confusing about Flash. Is that obviously after he saved one person, and obviously he started getting the adrenaline, he started doing it over and over again.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm starting to lose my concentration because there's so much shit I don't remember, even though I've got my fucking notes here.
Should we go on a brisk try and finish this up, or not finish it up, but
just
try and
moving.
get back on track.
Okay, well the next thing I've got here is the scene where the fight's over because obviously Aquaman finally shows up and lets them, because obviously obviously the back crawler is introduced when they're fighting Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
And it powers down. So Cyborg.
Oh, I've got sexual harassment when the Flash lands on Wonder Woman's boobs.
Even though that's not sexual harassment, because he didn't mean to.
It's like, no, I know, but it's really perverted. Like, somebody, you know what I mean? Somebody wrote that, and it's like, why would you put that in the movie? Considering, like, Wonder Woman's like 1,000 years old. It's paedophile. She's a paedophile. Somebody called Harvey Weinstein.
No, I did find it funny though, like, after he got it from it, like, his body was smoking. I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway.
Smoking.
But anyway, yeah, so obviously the Nightcrawler stops working, Aquaman stops the water so they can get in the thing, and Cyborg starts taking control of the Batcrawler to get them all out.
Do you know what they should have done? When there was a crack in the harbour wall, the Batman should have pulled out a really big plaster and then like put it on the side of the hole. You know, like in SpongeBob. Like they just
sorry.
They just get a big cork and put it in.
Fuck's sake. No, but like the part that confuses with this part is that
the random cut.
And yeah, that exactly. It's like the Nightcrawler stops working, so Cyborg's like, right, I'm gonna go up. So he flies out of the hole, and Flash goes, "Did he just abandon us?" And literally the exact second after he says that, they're all out of the hole already.
He hardly even finishes his sentence. He's like, "Does he?" And then it cuts.
pretty fucking much. It's like the second he finishes the sentence, they're out of the hole. It's like, oh, okay, so.
It's so violent. It's like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just instantly out, and the pacing was just so.
Do you think that was like Joss Whedon, like, "Shut up, Flash, I'm gonna edit you out"?
Joss Whedon's like, the Flash is fast, so he's so fast. They just.
The movie's fast. I want to see a Flash movie in real time. It'll be like 3 seconds long.
No second, but no. I just see the pacing again. That's the biggest issue I had with the movie. Is the pacing was just too quick. The pacing was the biggest issue.
Ironic for the Flash, isn't it?
Yeah, but okay. And the next scene, which
I've got
the hardest part of the movie.
I've got forced argument. Wonder Woman criticised for not saving anyone. Yeah, she did at the start of the film.
Well, no, the next part I got was literally, it's like a cave. And when he said a bat cave, there's this massive long pause.
Yeah.
Like they're expecting the audience to laugh. And the first time I went to go see the movie, it was dead silent. Like no one, like I'm pretty sure the loudest sound was someone like shuffling through their popcorn.
And then a baby cries. Do you know, if I was editing the movie, I would have put crickets.
Yeah.
Like, a cave. A bat cave.
But it's more retarded. The part that made me laugh more than anything was the part where he like runs into the Batmobile and he just sits there with this like weird look on his face. That part made me laugh more than the actual joke.
And not even for the right intention.
No, it's retarded.
Okay, and now, sorry to cut him.
No, go ahead.
I've got the digging up Superman, the racially charged fist pump. What is that?
Yeah, the fucking racially like it's a fucking fist bump, and he's like, "Oh, that's racist." Sorry.
I'm not allowed. You're not allowed fists because black people have fists.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I was like, racially charged how?
You can't have brown eyes actually because black people are brown. So sorry, you can't have hair either because black people have hair.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, sorry, I forgot about that. Fuck. Oh,
Sure.
God, I guess I'm gonna hell.
I would have liked it if Cyborg just said "shut up" and that's it, and then the scene ends. Or he just smacks his fist down. He's like, "No."
Oh, God.
Right, and then we get to the highlight, the baby, my little baby boy, Superman. We get to his resurrection.
Yeah, the resurrection of Superman was just done in a way where I felt like they could have done it in such a more interesting way rather than just say.
It was so forced. It was like,
yeah.
You have no idea what a mother box can do. It can bring back life, apparently. All right. Okay. I don't know. You didn't establish that, and there was no hints, and that power probably won't be used again. So, can they not just use the mother box?
Kal-El! No!
I know when we were watching a movie to get ready for our notes, I actually like audibly laughed at that part.
One woman says, "Kal-El, no!"
Kal-El, no! Because it looks really ADR'd. Like, I don't know if it was like a frame rate issue with the cameras, but it was like she said it before the words came out.
Yeah.
And it was just awful. Not Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot's not that great of an actress. She's passable, but like that. Kal-El, no! And he fucking headbutts her. Like, fucking bitch.
Well, I think we can arguably agree that the fight scene with the Justice League was probably the best part of the movie.
Only because of Superman, though. Like, the fight itself wasn't
Yeah.
great. It was just that moment and the bum, 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 in the G, I think it's G major, or minor or something, that really,
Yeah. No, it was really
dark
like
tone.
a dark version of the Superman
Yeah.
theme. Yeah, which is kind of giving this impression that this isn't the good guy Superman.
Yeah.
This is. Yeah. No. I get.
This
I
ain't your
get
daddy
that.
Superman.
But no, I really did like enjoy the fight scene with Superman, especially the scene when he's confronted by three of the Justice League members,
Yeah.
and the Flash starts moving, and he moves the same speed as the Flash, if not even faster.
Do we want to talk
because-
about the Flash theory?
Do you want to go ahead and start that off? 'Cause I'm not really
Yeah.
talking about.
The Batman versus Superman time travel thing.
Oh no! Yes. Yeah, no. I'll let you go ahead on that because I completely agree with that.
Well, I have a theory, because eventually in the scene, Batman's like, we need to call in the big guns, and it's Lois Lane. And I was like, okay, you could have done that. I see how that would work, because she would calm him down. Fair enough. But you could have done something really cool and be really ballsy for it. You could have
Yeah. No,
killed the entire Justice League. Like, imagine like Superman actually reaching out and like grabbing his Batman's heart like he does in BVS, and imagine him like, I don't know, breaking Aquaman's arms, ripping Cyborg in half, and then like hanging, I don't know, it's a bit morbid, or maybe like just strangling Wonder Woman with a lasso.
Yeah.
And Flash is the only one left, and he's like, I need to do this, and then he manages to go back in time and say,
Lois is the key. Because
Yeah,
they even tags in about Mr. Superman as well, so it makes
Yeah.
sense. But
And
I think they
then-
left it out because it was just too morbid. I do think that's the reason why they probably left it
But
out.
imagine that, like, you would have got so much props for actually showing the Justice League die, and it would have shown how powerful this new Superman is.
Yeah, right.
Because I have a sort of bit of a theory that he was supercharged by the Mother Box. That's why he has the frost breath, and maybe he got powers that he didn't before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and moving on from that, we've got the cut Alfred scene, sort of just bridging Superman getting back into the fight. Which we didn't see, we saw it in the trailers. Everyone was theorising, that's Green Lantern, that's Supergirl, that is. That's Captain Marvel, that is. That's actually going to be Thanos. And I don't know, I can't remember what this note was, but I just wrote down, the Unity.
I think that goes back to the scene where we see Thanos.
Hello.
When we see Steppenwolf talking about praising the mother of horrors.
Do you think his name's Stephen and his last name's Wolf? It's just Stephen Wolf. All right, mate.
Rupert Wolf.
Yeah, and Rupert Murdoch.
No, before we get to Steppenwolf, we also said that the evil Superman scene was over way too quick.
Yeah. And no black suit.
No black suit either, no, and that was the original intention
And
because
that's what annoys me, is they had a fully shot one. The CGI probably wasn't done, but they had a fully shot scene, and someone was like, actually, take it off.
yeah.
And it's like, okay, so you could have had a cool Easter egg and had a nod to the comics, but no. And you could have, I think the movie would have done a little bit better, at least. Do you know what I mean? If
Yeah,
that,
I agree.
Scene was better.
Absolutely
It wouldn't have passed it and made it the best movie ever. But
No.
I think I would like the film a bit more just for that scene.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
Just like BVS has the warehouse scene is sort of what gets me through that movie.
Oh yes, the warehouse scene is. Well, that's arguably the best part of the whole film.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't like Man of Steel, but I genuinely keep forgetting that Suicide Squad is even a thing. Like, I was just like, what other scenes are there? But I don't think there is any scene in Suicide Squad that redeems it for me. Maybe that brief Flash cameo and the Batman scene at the beginning is not too bad, but that's really it.
Yeah. But no. Yeah, I got the whole thing about Evil Superman being over too quickly, and he doesn't show up really until the end of the movie. After that.
No. Yeah.
So you kind of forget he's even in there because it's me just Aquaman and Cyborg bickering, saying, "Yeah, you is a bad idea."
Yeah. And then Steppenwolf's just like, the unity, which is like 90% of his dialogue.
Yeah, saying praise the mother of horrors.
He just really likes game development, guys.
Well, I was saying, when it got to the part where he says praise the mother of horrors, I genuinely thought he looked kind of scary. Because his eyes were like really, really wide.
If he said poo-poo, it would have been better.
The entire movie would have been like 10 stars. It would have been like the best movie ever made.
Wee.
Just fucking whoa.
Just it's 10 Oscars. Best poo-poo mention in a film.
But yeah, obviously the fight with Steppenwolf, you don't see the characters really fighting as a team. They also be doing something differently, so it still feels like they're not fighting together. Obviously, we have to bring up the part of Cyborg getting ripped in half and how fucking completely anticlimactic that was.
Yeah.
It was literally just like, he just went,
oh fuck my leg, oh, I've got to put it back on.
Yeah, pretty much, and it's built up to be really intense. Like Steppenwolf's giving this big speech.
It was like a little Lego man just taking the Lego man's leg off, and he's like, "Oh, put it back on."
And there's no like intense like tearing of the metal. It's really just.
Yeah, I think if you heard it like go, like scraping, and
or at
maybe
least
like electronic,
or at least like a scream, or at least like a scream from like, Victor. You know what I mean?
I mean, it wouldn't have hurt because he doesn't have any nerves.
Oh yeah, still, but
he just screams just for the fun of it. He's got to be dramatic.
I don't know. But that was weird. No yawning.
Should we move on?
Yeah, well, obviously, the next thing I was going to talk about is Superman's return.
Oh, I was going to just say it's ugly red battle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just ugly.
Because I think we can agree on this, that even though, you know, it's kind of too late now to redeem themselves, they did do Superman right, I felt like.
They did. Also, I just want to say as a side note, the Justice League theme is amazing. I love the score for this film. The Flash theme is good. The Justice League theme. We hear the Batman theme song in this film. We hear the Wonder Woman song. We hear Icky Thump. That's a really good song. We hear the Superman theme song. Overall, I loved, and the Man of Steel theme. I love this this soundtrack. It's really good, and the original score is good as well, because it's by Danny Elfman, the guy who did the original Batman soundtrack.
Yeah, of course.
And he just sampled other composers.
And I just loved seeing Superman fight with his big grin on his face, like, you know, he's like,
you're a naughty boy.
Well, no, it was just the fact that, you know, he was fighting with, like, you know, he wasn't depressed. He was just, and also the part I loved the most, and this part got me, when you hear the civilians like screaming, and he stops fighting, and he goes, like, civilians, yeah, like, and he stops fighting to save people, like, and he's actually being Superman.
That's how much you can do. Sorry, you can just show in little moments, little tiny specks of his humanity, build up, and you're like, okay, he does care about civilians. He's going out of his way to help civilians.
Exactly, yeah.
We know now that, yeah, you're showing, you, instead of telling us he's a beacon to the world, you're showing how he is a beacon, and that's great. And I know you remember this. I was actually crying in the cinema. Yeah, when he was using his frost breath mostly, just because I love that. Yeah, and I was crying because I wasn't streaming, but I was like, tears were forming.
I thought you were crying because of how fucking terrible the movie was.
Well, I think it was a bit of a mixture, but I was just like, this is the definitive Superman. I think in the DCEU anyway.
I will say with the ice breath though, that even though it's glad to see it back, how does he know that he had it?
I think he was just gonna like annoy Steppenwolf by blowing his face. He was like, oh.
Yeah, but he wasn't like surprised, like, because if he like blew, he was like, oh, look at that. But no, he was
what's that?
Basically, and then obviously, you know,
I think maybe he just knew. You know, he knew this. You don't really have to explain that. Maybe he had it the whole time, but thought there's never been really a chance to use it.
Could be, yeah.
Because I can imagine it would kill somebody because it's like cold, and you're freezing them. They won't want to be able to breathe.
Yeah. Of course. So obviously he goes ahead and he saves those the Russian family. The Flash saves the Russian family. Superman.
He just picks up a fucking apartment building. Which is great. It's really cartoony, but it's great.
But it kind of goes. It's good to show the strength, though. I mean, technically he can lift like planets, but still. Anyway, after that, he obviously returns to the fight with Steppenwolf, and obviously he beats.
Is this guy still bothering you?
And Steppenwolf basically
good line.
Steppenwolf basically gets the shit kicked out of him when Superman goes back.
It's like when you get your big brother. He's like, "This is the guy that's picking on me," and then Superman's like, "You picking on my little brother?"
Pretty much, and one of my pet peeves is that obviously Steppenwolf doesn't win the fight. Obviously,
Yeah, well, he's not going to snap his fingers, is he?
oh, no. But did I say Thanos?
No, but I'm just saying.
Oh,
He's not going to kill all the heroes in the
well,
first.
well, no, of course not. But you see, like, you know, all of a sudden during the fight, you suddenly see bruises appear on his face.
Yeah, I think
like-
that was blood. I personally think that was blood.
Really, I thought it was
Because they were
bruised
really
blood.
bright purple. But I understand what you mean, like they weren't there.
They weren't there
Whether
before,
it's
so
bruises or blood, they weren't there before.
It was
I
too
understand.
sudden. Yeah, of course.
Maybe he just had a purple yogurt and he's like, sorry.
Yeah, I just felt like it was too weird, and obviously, you know, Steppenwolf gets to say, yeah, told off.
Yeah, he gets no more Fortnite for Steppenwolf. You cancelled my Xbox Live, Mum. I've got down as a few moments before we end the film, basically. I think just little personal notes that I think could make the film better, if you will.
Wait, can I jump in before you say anything else?
Sure.
The thing I fucking love is that obviously Superman and a cyborg stop the mother boxes from coming together.
Mhm.
When he's on the ground, the way he laughs is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
comic book Superman. Like, it's literally.
It's like Santa.
It's no, but that's like how I picture
Yeah,
Superman
yeah.
laughing. Like all he needed to do was stand up, put his hands on his hips. That's all he needed to do, and laugh like that. And it's like,
Or
oh
like,
my god.
like, yeah. What? Okay, so
You are going to mention the classic Superman shirt thing, aren't you?
yeah. Well, that's the post-credit scene, so I will. Oh, it's not a post-credit scene. It's near the end of the movie.
Near the end of the
But I
credits,
also
yeah.
just want to mention that he has red boots as well, which also is quite cool because he didn't have those before.
Wait, didn't he?
No.
I'm sure he did.
I don't think he did.
Hang on. If I type in Man of Steel, Superman, I'm pretty. I vaguely do remember him. Yeah, he did.
Did
have
he?
the red boot. Yeah, he did have the red boots.
I think the colour grading was much more big. So
Yeah, so it was hard to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, he definitely had them there.
yeah, like if you look at the Man of Steel Superman, it almost looks black. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the blue is so dark in
Not, Henry Cavill's
coloration.
not black. I mean the
I think we kind of gathered that.
and then you see the Justice League, and it's like
So colourful.
so much better.
I will admit that I do like the bright colours of Justice League, but I just wished it was like that from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
But
think it would
no.
be cool if he had shorts, sort of like, or like
Going to the beach.
No, I mean like a nod to the classic underwear outside. Like, don't actually do them, but if he had like sort of red streaks, like a belt or something,
Yeah.
or
No,
like
no,
down
I
the
agree with
side of his
that.
leg or something
Well,
like that.
Even though I do like the idea, I do like his current new looks. I think
You
the
know,
red
like
tiny
the,
whiteys made
like
him
the
look a bit
Flash,
stupid.
the CW
Yeah.
Flash has like yellow streaks. I was thinking maybe do the same for Superman. Not
Right.
as much, like obviously not lightning bolts, but just give it more of a classic feel.
Absolutely, yeah, I completely agree with that.
Or I think you should also make the Superman logo a bit more raised.
Well, as in close to the chest, close to the,
I mean
the
like
neck.
3D, like
Oh, okay.
so like you got the Flash logo is 3D on his
Yeah,
suit.
no, I agree. I know
Maybe
what you
should make
mean.
the
Yeah,
Superman like that as well.
yeah, I kind of agree because sometimes in the movie it looks like it's just like cheap Velcro that you
Yeah,
peel off.
yeah.
So you know,
Um,
I do agree with that.
If you made that also, I think you know the Injustice Superman. If you just
sort of.
Google it quick.
So Injustice Superman. Give me a second. So Injustice 2 or just the regular one?
Yeah, I think it's in 2 as well.
Okay.
You see how the emblem
Oh,
latches
it's like-
onto his cape.
It's his cape. Yeah. No, I see that.
But yeah, moving on, I'd like to just say a few things that I think should have been in the movie that would have been little things, but they would have helped the film overall, if you will.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Cyborg should have had more to do or been more powerful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think they should have had Superman in the film a little bit more. I think instead of the video at the start of like him like, did you ever fight a hippo and stuff, and he's like, oh, it's like a winding river. They should have had him like a news report or something of him saving things, and then like cut to present day.
Yeah. Right.
I think Batman shouldn't have been in the movie. He obviously should, but not this Batman. He's not supposed to want to butt fuck Superman. He's supposed to. In BVS, he's like, I want to kill him, and he's like, now I want to kiss him. So
I'm telling a bedtime story.
I want to go get Ben 10 pajamas on. I don't know what that was.
If your girlfriend's going to see this podcast, you're fucked.
Well, I hope not. God bless you. Um,
But anyway,
that actually reminds me. I was going to laugh. I remember you said the next Flash villain is going to be God.
because I mentioned that like there was theories about God being the next Flash film, like, and you said God.
Thank God. Oh, that was so funny. I just imagine he's just an atheist. He's like, actually, I don't believe in God. And he's like, okay.
That's the end of the fight.
This guy that can like wiggle his arms around fast is gonna defeat God. God, I imagine it just being like, just flick him, and he's dead.
Just dies. Anyway,
You just go no, and he dies.
I wanted to say how going back to the whole thing about the whole really fucking cringy like racial charge thing with Flash trying to fist bump Cyborg. At the end, they actually did fist bump.
Yeah, I do like how there's at least a payoff, but it could have just been like Flash is awkward. Maybe he does it and Cyborg doesn't see, and he's like, oh yeah, okay, not racially charged.
We're not ready for that yet.
Maybe Cyborg fist bumps him and breaks his fucking hand. He goes to handshake, he just rips his arm off. Sorry, muscle spasm. He just knees him in the nuts. God. He goes for a handshake. Sorry.
And also,
headbutts him.
The narration at the end with Lois just wasn't necessary.
I think Superman should have narrated it.
Yeah, because you even see him like tear open his shirt, which is like a very classic. And I loved that, by the way. When I saw his shirt, I was like,
I do want to say, going back to the end battle, about the Steppenwolf execution scene. Would have been great because Steppenwolf is not fucking coming back. You should at least kill him in a cool way. And
with
show
Darkseid. With Darkseid, exactly, absolutely.
Because
Darkseid clearly exists in this universe because Steppenwolf really talks about it.
Yeah, it would have shown how intimidating Darkseid is. Like, Steppenwolf's been a relatively strong villain.
Yeah.
So if our heroes struggle against him, imagine what they're going to do to Darkseid, who executes him easily.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. Oh my god, exactly. Yeah, because Darkseid, isn't he like basically the DC version of like the devil, pretty much?
No, Trigon is. Like
Trigon.
The literal devil. Darkseid you could compare to, not Thanos. Thanos isn't too strong on his own, but if you wanted to compare him raw, he would probably be
Thanos with a Power Stone.
Yeah, something like that. I think he'd be on the level of about. I'm really not sure.
Obviously not Doomsday, because Doomsday is like way higher.
I think a little bit less than Galactus. Maybe like Silver Surfer levels of power, or Adam Warlock.
Right, yeah, no, I get that.
Someone like that.
Yeah.
So he's powerful, but he's not like there's always a million people that are more powerful than everyone. Do you know what I mean? You're like, this like 1 month you'll be like the new most powerful person in DC Comics, and it's like, actually no, he's not. This is this guy, and you know, it's always like there's always a bigger fish.
Literally.
Yeah, basically. And then I don't know why I hate Ezra Miller. I just don't like him as the Flash. I think especially when we got Grant Gustin, who is almost a perfect Flash.
See, I personally like the suit. I like the robotic suit. I
don't even think I like the suit because I think it's just. I wanted DCEU to be the comic books come to life, because the MCU takes a lot of liberties with it. Like,
I'm assuming you were expecting like the Flash to have like a ring with his suit.
Something like that. Maybe not that far, but I want like with the MCU, like Captain America usually has like scale armor, but he doesn't in the MCU, which is fine because that's how it works. Iron Man looks fucking retarded in most of the comics because it looks like his armor is skin tight. Yeah. And it's got like the armor has muscle definition, which looks really weird in my opinion. But I love how he looks in the MCU. It's become iconic, and now that's what they're using in the comics.
Absolutely.
The Hulk even looks different. Never wears his purple pants, and he's a bit less green, which works in the MCU, and so on and so forth.
Because we've gone over an hour now. We're almost at an hour and a half an hour now.
Which is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it is pretty good, but I was thinking that now is a good time to wrap up.
Well, before we wrap up, let's just do the post-credit scenes, and then we'll move on, and we'll end.
Of course, right. So, I thought the first or the second?
Well, I mean, the first one's just that race, isn't it?
Yes, the first. Yes, the first post-credit scene is literally just because everyone. It's for a very long time people have been discussing who's faster, the Flash or Superman, even though it's fucking obviously the Flash. But we see the two race.
It's Superman with a speed force.
But it's basically the two racing, nothing really interesting.
It's actually Professor X.
Fuck off.
Until
we get to the second post-credit scene, and I want to. If you
but
want to talk about it,
I will say before we move on, I liked that Flash post-credit scene.
Oh no, I did too.
Because it was light-hearted and it was fun. And
it was.
I love this new Superman. I really do, and I'm grateful. The only thing that came out of Justice League was Superman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
he got barely enough screen shot. Yeah, but things with Superman is even though he was the best part, he got barely any screen time.
Yeah, that was correct.
And speaking of Deathstroke, yeah, I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk about the end credit scene. The true end credit scene.
I think I actually orgasmed when I saw Deathstroke, almost literally. But it does bog the scene down that we see little Eggman, Lex Luthor, in the scene, and he's like.
Welcome back to the boat. Why don't we have a helicopter home?
I think he needs a carer. He needs to go to like speech therapy or something.
He needs ADHD tablets.
Sorry, I've got to take my tablets. Deathstroke looks comic book accurate out there.
He looks perfect.
He's like
honestly.
It's literally like if you got you got to a comic book, cut him out with scissors and just fucking slapped him on the screen.
And even unmasked, like even without his mask on.
I don't like the eye patch. I did say this. It looks like he's digging into his eye. It's not. I thought it'd be like a Nick Fury eye patch. Like
yeah.
It just looks like it hurts. But
But no, I probably am going to see the Injustice movie.
I think maybe make his hair a little bit darker because he did look a bit cartoony. I'll Google it just to make sure. Deathstroke, Justice League.
Oh shit! I told you a Deathstroke and it ended up going with Death Stroke, as in like going deaf and having a stroke.
A guy.
Shit.
Oh
but no,
Jesus! I never seen this. I think this is actually a like a cut scene. Not a cut scene, but a scene that was cut.
Do you want me to put that up?
My mic, yeah, I don't know, we can maybe talk about that. Just have a look at it.
Oh, is that from Arkham Knight?
No, it's Ben Affleck.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, look, you can tell it is, because that's the...
Yeah, but the thing is that it could be... No, I think that is Arkham. I think that's just the Ben Affleck Batman skin. Because again,
it's like really detailed. I don't think it is Arkham.
I might have
shaded or something.
Yeah, let me just quickly look up the Arkham Knight Deathstroke battle, because that's obviously him defeating Deathstroke.
No, it says the costume in full Deathstroke in Justice League. We'll put the thing on the... Yeah, it is.
God, see, it just goes to show how fucking good video game graphics are nowadays. Like, I generally thought that was
No,
Arkham.
I mean it is Justice League.
It is Justice League.
Yeah.
See, going back to the whole terrorist thing, if this was going to happen, that might as well have just been Deathstroke.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah. No, I agree with you now that I'm seeing this.
I think he looks great. Anyway, I think that's all we have time for today.
So, obviously, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to like and comment and subscribe.
Also, if you want to enter our free gift card giveaway, like, subscribe and favourite and turn notifications on. And we might even call the boss baby. Bye-bye.